discuss that on Rumble only. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, Ashley here has a
Oh, jeez.
Substack. She's starting to go off into a little bit of reporting. Um, she has this one
Yeah, I
here,
don't even know
controversial.
if we could show that picture. Like,
No, no, not on YouTube.
I was like, don't go down much farther because like, I don't want to get it pulled. But yeah,
Matter of fact,
Th-
there you go.
this. Oh, thanks, appreciate that. Man.
But
Not a lot of people
controversial
know about this.
statue causes waves on Twitter. You want to go and talk a little bit about this? I know we can't show any more about this, but you want to give the gist of what's
Yeah,
happening here?
yeah. So there's this sculpture in Denmark, and it is currently outside of a museum. Now the museum used to be called I cannot pronounce the actual Danish name, but essentially it was the Women's History Museum, and they changed the name. Either it was between 2016 and 2021. I couldn't find the exact date. I found a couple different, conflicting dates. So I'm not sure exactly when that happened. And also, there's a lot of that information in Danish. And I don't speak Danish, so I can only rely on Google Translate and stuff like that, and secondhand accounts from English accounts anyway. So they changed their name to the Gender Museum, Cone Gender Museum, or Con, and have been really big about inclusivity and gender topics as opposed to women's history. And then the statue was actually created by an artist who essentially wanted to have a conversation about breaking gender stereotypes and norms. So he made this statue for International Men's Day. And the statue depicts a male with all of it exposed in the nether regions there, with I'm trying so hard to watch my wording to comply. Oh, thanks, man. Really appreciate that super chat. And so he's breastfeeding a baby, essentially. So it's a male breastfeeding baby, and then he donated it to this museum a couple years later, and it's been a controversial thing in Denmark, like basically all of 2022 when it first was put in there. But yeah. And a bunch of Twitter users like started sharing it, and somebody shared it and it like went viral, and caught wind. So I just was like, oh, this is actually an interesting thing, and I'm going to write an article about it, because I feel like a lot of things come from Twitter and nobody really knows like the full story of it. But so that's why I wrote like the whole piece about it. So you can go read it. It's like a 2-minute read. It's super quick, super fast, just kind of going over, gives the statement of the artist and why he created the statue in the first place, so you can kind of see the background of it. And I wrote it from from an unbiased, like as leaving out any of my own personal bias as I could. It's very just strictly like, here's the facts, here's what happened, here's the statue. You can learn more about it here. I think I linked a couple articles in there, so you can go check that out, because I would like to get more into like journalistic type writing, at least just for my own like skill development and stuff like that. And I want to try to be as unbiased as humanly possible when I do that kind of stuff. So you can tell me what you think about it.
I knew nothing about it till you sent it to me, and I was just like, all right, let me check this out. And I read it, and I was like, oh God, what is happening?
It's so crazy to me. It's like, bro, like this is what we're talking about when we say the erasure of women, because you're trying to make it seem like men and women are just so interchangeable, and that we can just swap them out. Doesn't matter. Like, no, you can't do that. And especially just in the regards of an infant and who is feeding them and who is carrying them. It's like, women do that. I don't care what you say. Right. You can say that you're not a woman all day, but you are if you have a baby.
I do want to, before we run off into this Rumble section, I do want to point out something that just happened here. Apparently, somebody had made some comments about you. The account was Black Alien. I'm going to watch out for that one. Yeah. They said some derogatory, not hateful, but adult situation type comments towards you. Oh, watch out for that one. But yeah,
Like a creeper? Like he's a creeper?
I'll tell you what he said after the show
Okay.
because I
People are
cannot
weird.
repeat it, nor will I. But
Yeah,
yeah,
people are weird, dude.
we're about to head on over to Rumble. I'm gonna tear into Gavin Newsom. I'm gonna have fun with this one. But yeah, we're about to head on over to Rumble. We kept everything live here because it's good for Ashley's channel. That plus fact we rolled into halfway through the second subject before I realized we didn't cut feeds. My bad. But yeah,
Yeah, that's your fault this time.
it
I did that
is.
once. So
Yeah, yeah. But we're about to head on over to Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all go over there. Let's have some fun over here in Rumble and interact with you guys a little bit more. But for now,
I'm going to answer this really quick. Just curious, Ashley, is YouTube your only job or you do something else? YouTube is not my job, guys. It's not my job. I am monetized. That is, I'm very grateful to be monetized so quickly, especially. But I do not make a living off of YouTube. It is something that I do because I enjoy it, and the monetization allows me to be rewarded for the time that I put into, making content, stuff like that. I have a job. I have a work from home job that I do here. So I basically, for anyone wondering, I'm basically a copywriter. I make social media content for small businesses.
and for TJ, I'll put that in there as well. I'll go ahead and type out.
Dude, isn't it such a good song? I love it. He sent me like a couple song options to like do our little intro, and I like heard that, and I was like, that one right there, that one. It's so much fun.
Yeah, she was just like on it. She's just like, I want this one. I was like, oh, all right.
It gives me like early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, like emo punk scene vibes. That's what it gives me. I love it.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead, cut everything but Rumble. Go ahead and join us over there. I put the link in the comments. I was going to say in the description. It's also in there as well. But head on over to Rumble here and let's have some real fun with this one. But for YouTube, y'all have a good night. We'll see you again very soon. I hate how you have to do this individually.
Bye, guys.